You've had this conversation before, usually quietly, in your head, late at night. You replay what happened, wondering where things went wrong. Did you say the wrong thing? Expect too much? Push too hard? Maybe if you had handled it differently, things could have gone another way. Somewhere in the middle of all that, there's a moment, easy to miss, where you realize you've spent all that time trying to understand them and never once thought about yourself. That's not an accident, and it's not a flaw. It's a pattern, one with a name, a psychology behind it. Once you truly understand it, not just intellectually, but in a way that changes how you see the world, you can't unsee it. This is about that pattern. About why the most emotionally intelligent people often stay longest in relationships that drain them. Why empathy, the very thing that makes you caring, can also trap you. And what the other person understood about you, possibly from the very beginning, that you didn't even know about yourself. This isn't about blame, it's about understanding, and understanding is where change begins. When people talk about empaths, it usually goes in one of two directions. Either empathy is treated like a rare, almost mystical gift, or it's dismissed entirely. You're too sensitive. You feel too much. Toughen up. Both of these are misleading. Empathy isn't a personality trait. It's not a gift or a weakness. It's a neurological function, a way some brains process the world. Here's what's happening inside an empath's mind. Every human brain has mirror neurons. These allow us to feel what others feel. When we see someone laugh, we feel warmth. When we see someone in pain, we flinch. Mirror neurons make us social, compassionate. But in highly sensitive people, this system is more active. When another person feels grief, anxiety, or anger, an empath doesn't just observe, it feels it. Their emotions merge with yours, sometimes entirely. This is where the trap begins. Feeling someone's pain triggers a quiet, reflexive sense of responsibility. You reach toward it, try to understand, try to help. This instinct is beautiful, but it has a shadow side. Feeling responsible makes you invested. You start believing that if they're still suffering, you haven't done enough, loved enough, understood enough. This quiet belief keeps you in situations you should have left long ago, not because you're weak, but because you care. Many assume empaths stay because they're naive or blind to the truth. That's rarely true. Most empaths see clearly. They know something is wrong, feel it in a way beyond rational explanation, and still stay. Understanding why means looking at the body, not just the mind. There's a chemical process at play in cycles of mistreatment followed by warmth. When someone criticizes or withdraws from you, your body responds with stress. Cortisol rises. Your nervous system goes on high alert. Then they return, warm and affectionate. The contrast between stress and relief is so sharp that the warmth feels stronger than it would otherwise. Your brain links them to relief, and this is trauma bonding. It's not a sign of weakness, it's biology. But chemistry is only part of the story. Most know fight or flight, fewer know fawn. Fawn is when someone learns early that the safest way to manage conflict is to make the other person comfortable, smoothing things over instead of holding ground. Empaths are prone to fawning because it feels like empathy, kindness, being the bigger person. But it teaches them that their own needs are secondary. Over time, this becomes natural. They put themselves last without realizing it. Empaths don't just feel others' pain. They understand it. They see the fear under the anger, the wound under the cruelty. This understanding creates hope. If they stay, love more, and are patient, they can help the other person heal. But hope in this context becomes a trap. Leaving feels like abandoning someone you understand, someone whose pain you feel. Layered on top is the sunk cost fallacy, the tendency to continue investing in something because of what's already been invested. For empaths, this isn't just time, it's emotional labor, invisible work of understanding and holding someone else's complexity. Leaving feels like losing something unseen. To understand why you stayed, you need to look at what made you available in the first place. Empaths often grew up in environments where love was conditional. They learned early to sense others' needs and meet them. They internalized that love is earned through attentiveness and never being too much trouble. Narcissistic patterns often emerge from environments where vulnerability was dangerous, requiring surface-level perfection to survive. When these two meet, the empath is drawn to someone magnetic, confident, and emotionally unavailable in a way that feels familiar. The narcissist meets someone deeply attuned, willing to stay, understand, and give. What seems like chemistry is really two wounds recognizing each other. This recognition isn't shameful, it's something to understand. The other person reads you carefully. They notice how you listen, not to respond, but to understand. They see how you handle conflict, often de-escalating instead of matching energy. They notice how openly you reflect on your own flaws. They learn where your values lie, and use that knowledge, sometimes unconsciously, to influence you. Silence works on empaths because withdrawal of attention feels like physical pain. And you respond, softening, making it safe for them to return. Understanding these dynamics isn't blame. It's understanding why this connection felt familiar, even comforting, at first. Empaths learn to look for the version of someone that might be fixed, healed, or understood, and invested deeply. So what's the way out? Leaving doesn't mean hardening, stopping caring, or deciding the person wasn't worth your love. It begins quietly, sometimes gradually, sometimes on an ordinary afternoon. It's the moment an empath finally turns that same attention inward, sitting with their own pain the way they've sat with everyone else's. They stop minimizing, explaining away, or finding fault. They just feel it. And when you finally witness your own experience with the same compassion you've given others, something releases. You grieve, not just for the relationship, but for the version of the person you believed in. This grief, when fully felt, completes the leaving. Once the hope has been grieved, the pull ends. Everything that made you vulnerable, your depth, your understanding, your instinct to move toward pain, doesn't disappear. What changes is the direction it flows. Empathy that only reaches outward isn't sustainable. The goal is to include yourself in the circle of care. To offer the same patience, understanding, and generosity to your own pain, needs, and experience. This isn't selfish. It's the fulfillment of what empathy was always meant to be. You don't need to feel less. You just need to feel fully, including yourself, and hold on to who you are.